Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Yesterday we have seen in the 7th verse of the 2nd chapter, Arjuna has very clearly understood that he is confused and therefore he wanted guidance from the Guru. And in reply to that, Bhagavan Krishna started giving him left and right. Because he was so deluded. To a deluded person you cannot talk language of wisdom. It is a folly to be wise among the fools. Very simple rule. There was a wise man, and am I audible to all the last chair? Good. The chairperson. So, 3 persons were arguing with each other. One said, it is a snake. They saw something, it's a snake. Other said, no, it's not a snake. It is a garland. The third said, no, it's not a garland, not a snake. Then, it's a hose pipe. And these 3 were arguing with each other. Everybody tells, I am right, I am right, I am right. And this wise man was just passing by. So, when he saw these 3 people were shouting and fighting with each other, so he wanted to help them. So when he went there, he said, why are you fighting? What is the problem? Then they said, look here, this is a clear snake, but this fool is telling it is not a snake. The second person says, this is clearly a garland, but these fools are telling it is not a garland. And the third person says, no, it's a hose pipe. But they don't understand. And a wise man knew it is a rope. It is neither the snake, nor the garland, nor the hose pipe. Now if this wise man tells, no, Mr. Snake, you are wrong. Mr. Garland, you are wrong. Mr. Hosepipe, you are wrong. It is not any one of them, but it is a rope. What will happen? These 3 will become united and crucify this man. Because among the fools, when you become wise, you are destroyed. How important it is. Therefore, don't get involved in anybody's life. Bhagavan Krishna started talking to him only when he himself said, Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. I am thy disciple, kindly instruct me. Never get involved in anybody's business for no reason. So, initially Bhagavan Krishna started telling him that life has got certain norms which you cannot change. So what cannot be changed, you have to accept it. It is something like this. When you stand in front of a mirror, and when a bird stands in front of a mirror, what is the difference? When we look into the mirror, we see our reflection and we do our makeup and everything. But at the same time, we know we are not the reflection. So we are looking not at the mirror, we are looking in the mirror. We are not looking at the reflection, but we are looking at ourselves. So when we stand in front of mirror in the morning, take the toothpaste and toothbrush and then apply it, and when you eat like this, we don't apply there. We apply to our face. Because we know what is the truth. But a bird doesn't know that. So when a bird stands in front of the mirror, he sees another bird in the mirror, he starts fighting, pecking. See friend, then he will go behind the mirror. Oh, nobody is there. I think it has run away. Again he comes in front. Again he has come. His life will be miserable. The difference is, you cannot stop reflection from happening in the mirror. Then you have to see the reflection and know that you are not the reflection. This is wisdom. But the bird doesn't have. exactly the same way. We live in this relative world of I versus you. But don't take this to be too real. This has always been like this. People are born, they grow, they become old, they die. What is new in this world? Common sense. But we are so much involved. See, once one young man asked me this question, Swamiji, why the world is so horrible? I said, I don't see this world horrible, it's so beautiful, lovely people all around. What is wrong? No, you don't know, people are very bad and there is corruption and there are wars going on. I said, okay, let us think, be attentive. All problems are born because of wrong thinking. Problems can be corrected by correct thinking, not by Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Chitta Vritti Nirodha is a means, it is not the goal. You should have a wonderful mobile phone. For what? To have the phone is not the goal of life. Through that phone you conduct the business of your life. You should have a beautiful car, lovely, no problem. For what? Just to possess a car? No, you have to go somewhere. In the same manner, Chitta Vritti Nirodha, our mind should be under our perfect control. Then for what? Then with that controlled mind, then start inquiry. Kastvam koham kutamayataha kame janani kome tataha iti paribhavo sarvamasaram vishvam tyaktva swapna vicharam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam. So when that man asked me about this world is so terrible, I said, okay, let us think. Very simple thinking, not difficult. Earlier the world was not like this? I don't think it was like this. It's very good. Later, after 100 years, do you think the world will not be like this? It cannot be worse than today. Today is the worst world. It's very good. Now third question. Were you there earlier? No, I was not there. Were you be there later? No, I will not be there. Now the world is horrible because you are there. You change. The whole Bhagavad Gita, having heard, the situation of the war did not change. War happened. Who changed? It is Arjuna changed. See, you must have seen there are people who drive the car and they make the passenger in the car, I have experienced this thing, so miserable. They are constantly honking or shouting at the traffic and the roads are bad. Then they say, oh God, wow, wow. See, question is, the traffic is under your control or the car is under your control? Once one NRI was driving me from on the same road. Those days this express highway was not there. So we were going by the national highway. I said, hey, you are from USA, there is the right side, here is the left side. He said, no, I can drive. I said, all right, chalo. We went. Somewhere on the way, a battalion of buffaloes were crossing the road. And he became so angry. Swamiji, what is this? I said, buffaloes. Why they are here? I said, you ask them. See? How much we react. Then I told him, I said, look here, you have a driving license or they have a walking license. You have a license. You should have the ability to control your vehicle. Don't shout at the buffaloes. They will look at you and they will say, so what? See, friends. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita tells us, we are squarely responsible for everything that happens in our life. Don't blame anybody in this world. If you take this responsibility, then the quality of life will change. So, Bhagavan Sri Krishna started telling that this was always like this. There is nothing new in this world. Therefore, what can be done? Tan titikshasva bharata. Learn to endure what cannot be cured. But we'll go one step further. The poverty of the English language is What cannot be cured should be endured. We don't believe in that. What cannot be cured should not be endured, should be enjoyed. See? Once I was somewhere, probably in Australia, we are on the beach with my lungi half up done, and we are walking in the waters. And I had a nice felt on my head because it was very hot, sun. And when we were walking, the wind came very fast and that cap flew away. So when that flew away, I was laughing and enjoying. Now I'll get a new one. Otherwise you become miserable. Event is the same. How you take your life. In one tea garden I went many years before, there a beautiful board was written, like we have got so many small nice writings here in Kaivalyadham. Life is like a cup of tea, depends how you make it. You decide. Arjuna was told this message, that this world has always been like this, so learn to enjoy every situation in life. You will never be miserable. And yam hinam vyatayante te purusham purusharshava samadukha sukam dhiram saha amrutatvaya kalpate. He says, a person who is no more influenced by the joys and sorrows. That means what? When there are some good things, we start jumping in the air. Ha ha ho ho. And when something goes wrong, we start burrowing into the soil. Oh, I am so miserable. Maintain your balance. See? Because the life is lived only through the agency of mind. See? Like this mic, I am reaching you through the mic. If the mic is not good, you will not be able to hear me properly. In the same manner, life is lived in the mind. Life is not lived by the body. Body doesn't have pain. Body doesn't have any problem. The problem is with the mind. This principle I discovered one day. My toe, big toe, had some kind of growth on that. And somebody came, did namaskar, and he said, Swamiji, what is that growing on your toe? I said, that is a wisdom toe. Like, people have got wisdom tooth and wisdom toe. He said, no, it is not a matter of joke, but it is serious. I said, then what should I do? Why you become serious? He said, no, it has to be operated. I said, okay, I'll get it done. He said, no, I am a doctor, I can do it. I said, come on, free. So I went with him to his clinic. And then he made me sit on that chair, put my leg on the stool, and gave local anesthesia, 2-3 needles poking inside. And after about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then he came with some rubber hammer and he said, how do you feel? I said, I am feeling sentimental. You are taking so much. No, not that way. Are you feeling anything? I said, I am not feeling anything. Where? He said, okay. Now that is completely anesthetized in that local thing. Now I will do the operation, you can watch. And he took the scalpel, cut near that object, and then dug that scalpel inside, like we take out the ice cream by scoop, and he took it out and he showed, you are lucky, it has come out completely. And I was watching that, no pain. And then the blood was coming out, then he wiped it out, then stitch. That time I thought, I am a great yogi. My toe was cut, but nothing happened to me. I am realized yogi. How much? How long? Half an hour. After half an hour, when the effect of that anesthesia has gone, oh God, give me some painkiller, it's killing me. That day I discovered pain, all experiences, good and bad, they happened in the mind, not in the body. My dear friends, how much care we take of our body? We do two things. One is we work by the body. Second is we work on the body. You yoga students are working on the body, is it not? And yoga teachers are working by the body. What is the difference? They are working here or to earn their bread and butter. You are working on your body just to learn and become healthy. So two aspects, working by the body and working on the body. So when you do yogasana, what do you get? You don't get any payment for that. See, when you do shirshasana, you don't get appreciation. Think about it. When you go for running from here to there to reach nowhere, but keep on running. So in short, we work by the body and we work on the body. Have we ever thought about it? That we have to also work by the mind and work on the mind. We have to work on the mind. Working on the mind is Bhagavad Gita Yoga. See friends, what is working by the mind and working on the mind? Working by the mind is a default settings. Default setting is about anything we have got opinion. I think people should not do. Who asked you? Think. This is our habit. That is a default setting. Anything we see, we have to comment. Whether somebody wants to listen or not, we have to talk like I am talking. Whether you want to listen or not, I keep on talking. This is by default, working by the mind. Now working on the mind, be very attentive. Working on the mind, you see an object and stop there. No problem. A boy sees a girl. How many girls the boy has seen? One? Hundreds. But then out of so many hundreds of girls, one girl he sees and he stops there. And thereafter, his mind starts projecting. I have come to this temple at this time, and she also has come to this temple this time. Is it God's planning for two of us? God has got better things to do than to get these two dumb fellows married. But the mind starts projecting. And slowly, slowly, the projection becomes so strong and it becomes so real that without you, I cannot live. Then leave. Who cares? This is how our mind is making a fool of us. Atmaiva Atmano Bandhu, Atmaiva Ripuratmana. This is exactly what happened with Arjun. Arjun started came on the battlefield to fight the war. He saw his grandfather and Guru, and then the mind started projecting. Oh God, am I going to kill my own people? Then I will go to hell if I kill my Guru. Blah, 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 blah. And all the energy, all the strength, all the inspiration with what he came on the battlefield, everything was leaked out and he became totally impotent. See, my friends, we have to live Gita every day in our life. It is not to be kept in the book. And for that we have to study properly. So, yam hinam vyatayante te purusham purushar samadukha sukham dhiram saha amritatvaya kalpate. So, a person who is able to maintain his equipoise, yes, sometimes there is joy, sometimes there is misery. But maintain the equanimity. See? So, if you want to know what is yoga, yoga is yogaha karmasu kaushalam, samatvam yoga uchyate, maintain the equanimity. If you want to know the whole Bhagavad Gita in 2 words, Bhagavad Gita deals with the disease called mamata. Don't go to West Bengal. The disease is mamata. And the solution for the disease is samata, equanimity. How simple it is. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, this point is emphasized again and again. But we get so much influence and every moment we get disturbed. So, now here the teacher is telling very simple thing. Nasato vidyate bhavaha na bhavo vidyate sataha ubayorapi drushtontaha tvanayo tattvadarshibhi. What is, you cannot destroy that. What is not, that you cannot destroy. See? Can we destroy the reflection in the mirror? We cannot. Why? It is not there. How simple it is. It's not difficult. But for whom? For us. Because we know reflection is just an appearance. But when it comes to the bird takes the reflection to be real and he suffers. Exactly the same way. We look at this world and we take this world to be so real and therefore we suffer. Look at the world with the eye of wisdom, live in the light of wisdom and live happily, cheerfully. All the great masters who lived in this world, they were living on the same time scale. They were living in the same economic breakdowns, the political turmoils, the wars, everything was happening all the time. Yet they were equanimous. Therefore, this equanimity is the main word of Bhagavad Gita. Thereafter, the teacher tells in short that ya enam vetyahantaram yashchainam manyate hatam ubhautavna vijanitaha nayam hantina hanyate. The one who thinks I am killing somebody and somebody thinks I am being killed, both of them understand nothing. Because nobody kills and nobody dies. One more important principle I will tell you, difficult to digest, elderly people will not agree with this. Death is an illusion. Nobody dies. If you come to this understanding, then the whole quality of life will change. And this is what Bhagavan says here. Therefore, na jayate na mriyate va kadachit nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha ajo nitya shashvatoyam puranaha na hanyate hanyamane sharire. The substratum cannot be destroyed. When you melt the ornaments disappear, nothing happens to the gold. In the same manner, there is no death possible even for the body. What is the body? कहीं की ईट कहीं का रोड़ा भानुमती ने कुंबा जोड़ा. The 5 great elements, they come together and a body is made. And what is the death? Death is these 5 elements which were brought together. They are slowly released, so they go back. This principle I learned from a boy. Therefore, for me today's Teachers' Day, isn't it? So you are all my gurus. For me, everybody is my guru. If we can learn from them, don't put the guru outside. Guru is in your heart. If you learn, you have dedicated yourself to the guru. Otherwise, the guru goes on telling and we don't learn. Bhagavan Krishna was there. He could not teach Duryodhan, Dushyasan and Dhritarashtra. Therefore, don't push the guru outside. We have to learn. This way you are all my guru. I learn from all of you. Today being a holiday, nicely sleeping whole day, but still you have come, is it not? So you have the value for this. The more we understand this, it becomes easier. So, Veda vinashanam nityam ya enam ajam avyam katham sapurusha partha kam ghātayati hantikam. So the first principle which is brought out here in these 2-3 verses, be very attentive. We are all expert in something wrong. Everybody is able to hear? Okay? You want it more? Is it okay now? Or I should say loudly? Is it okay? So far you were hearing or I was only talking? Narayan. We are all expert in blaming others for the problems of our life. Is it not our story? If I am a husband, thank God I am not. If I am a husband, I am miserable because of my wife. If I am a father, I am miserable because of my children. If I am a teacher, I am miserable because of the students. If I am a student, I am miserable because of the teacher. In short, we are all expert in blaming others for all the problems of our life. See, the same example. When I take this, खिड़की बंद करो. So, if I consider that I am miserable because of my wife, what will be my spiritual practice? Try to improve the wife. Is it not? This is called Ashakya Anushtan, impossible undertaking. You cannot improve anybody in this world. See? It is for this purpose that we are told in our scriptures that there is somebody who is living in the body, and we have to separate that body from the body. Now take right now the simple example. My lips are not talking. There is somebody behind the lips. Your eardrums are not hearing. There is somebody behind the eardrums. So these two things. One is body, second is embodied. Deha and Dehi. House and householder. Once I went to one of my friends, Guptaji, to his house. And knocked the door and the maid servant opened the door. I said, hey, Guptaji is there? No, he is not there. I said, okay, I'll come later. No, you come inside. If he is not there, so what? The furniture is there, the walls are there, the fixtures are there. Have I gone to see the furniture or what? I was interested in seeing Mr. Gupta, not the house. In the same manner, I am not talking to your ears. I am talking to you who is living in this body. This principle has to come to our cognition that the body and the embodied, these are two different entities. And therefore, the law of karma comes. In our Patanjali Yoga Darshan it comes that Jati, Ayu, Bhogaha, these three things, they depend on what? Karmashaya. Whatever you have done in your last life, that is responsible for your this life's good and bad experiences. Means what? When this body was not there, you are still there. When you die, that means when the body dies, in the next life you will suffer because of the one who you have done good or bad here. So what we have to understand, this is the first principle of spiritual life, that we are living in the body and therefore we are someone other than the body. If you start working on this one principle, you have conquered 50% spiritual field. See? But what happens? Our life is from the womb to the tomb. We don't go beyond that. And therefore, we live in a cocoon. See, like a kupa manduka vritti, never able to go beyond. This is what Bhagavan says here, that Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grinnati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani sayyati navani dehi. So here the teacher brings out the most important principle. Original worry was people will die. He said, don't worry, nobody dies. See? Be very attentive. If a pot, let's take this glass. Now this glass has got water. When I move the glass, the water also moves along with the glass, is it not? Suppose there is no water in the glass. Then what is there? There is a space. So when I am moving the glass, is the space in the glass moving? Think. When I move the empty glass, is the space in the glass also moving? See? We are like the space. Unless there is a space, there cannot be water. Think. And when the empty glass breaks, will the space from the glass come out and go in search of another glass? Think. Exactly the same way, we are not in the body is in me. Now take one or two examples, it's not difficult. External air and internal air. What is the difference? External air, when it comes in contact with the body and enters, it is called as prana shakti. According to Yoga Shastra, a distance from our nostrils, a distance of 12 fingers, this snap, this much, there is a kind of a contour line of consciousness which cannot be seen. So suppose this is the body and this is the 12 finger distance, then it will be like a contour line all around. When the air is beyond this contour line, it is air. When this air comes in contact, then the air gets converted because of the consciousness into prana shakti. Then it is called as prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. Like when a magnet is there, if another piece of iron is beyond the magnetic field, it will not be attracted. Can we see the magnetic field? We cannot see, but it is there. Exactly the same way, this consciousness has its own magnetic field around the body. Be very attentive, not difficult. See? So, outside air and inside air. Therefore, from air's point of view, inside, outside is invalid. Again the same example. Outside glass space, inside glass space. What does it mean? It means the glass is in the space, is it not? Again think. Inside also space, outside also space. Therefore, where is the glass? The glass is in the space. In the same manner, inside air, prana shakti, outside air. If these two are snapped, that means if you do kumbhak for half an hour. Rest of the things we will do. Think. Unless the external air and internal air, they are constantly in touch, life is not possible. Therefore, we are not in the body. The body is in me. And therefore, when a pot breaks, nothing happens to the pot space. In the same manner, if the body dies, nothing happens to me, I remain the same. This is the meaning of that shloka. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grunnati naroparani. When old clothes are there, we throw the old clothes and take the new clothes. In the same manner, when one pot is broken, another pot is born. Nothing happens to the space. Everything is happening in the space, but nothing is happening to the space. That is our essential nature. And therefore, Arjun, you are unnecessarily crying. And in this manner, he gives a lot of quotations and explanation, and then coming towards the logic, Hato va prapsasi swargam jitva va bhukshase mahim tasmat uttishta kaunteya yuddhaya pratanishtayaha. So when you are here, do your job and enjoy life, or when you die, you go to heaven. But don't withdraw from your life. And here in the 38th verse, this topic is concluded. This is the topic based on wisdom, knowledge, logic. And here this shloka is most important, 38th verse, page number 40. I will read it, please read after me. This is very important shloka. Sukha dukkhe same krutva. Wake up from the sleep and again say. Sukha dukkhe same krutva. Labha labhau jaya jayo. Tato yuddhaya yujyasva. Naivam papam avapsasi. When we do anything in life, what are the possibilities? Either we will win or we are defeated. Two possibilities. When we win, we gain. When we are defeated, we lose. Second pair. First pair is victory and defeat. Effect is gain and loss. When we gain, we are happy. When we lose, we are miserable. So these are the three pairs connected with each other. When you live in life, either you will succeed or you will fail. Either you will gain or you will lose. Either there will be joy or sorrow. Bhagavan says, Same krutva, maintain your equanimity under all conditions. Then what will happen? You will not acquire papa, the sins. To understand the word sin, what is the meaning of sin? Sin means when impressions are imprinted on the mind as a result of our interaction, those impressions, be them good or bad, that is called as sin. Why? Because those impressions thereafter, they prompt us into activity. For example, you eat something, Magan Lal Chikki, and you like it. So what will happen? Next time again you will like to go and buy it. See friends, so any impression on the mind prompts us into activity. And therefore, if we live in such a manner that we live in this world but no impressions are allowed to be imprinted on the mind as a result of our interaction, that is called as freedom from sin. See, not going to temple, not going to church, that is not a sin, that is a baby sin. The real sin is this: live in this world in such a manner that your mind is no more gathering unwanted reactions on the mind. And this is how we learn the art of learning. Yesterday I told you one example, that when we are learning from any experience, we grow wise. And when we don't learn from our experiences, we grow old and otherwise. So decide which old person we like, he who is wise. But if somebody is only old without any wisdom, such people demand respect, they don't command respect. And therefore they are miserable. Therefore, we have to again and again understand this. Interact in this world cheerfully, happily, but keep an eye that no impressions are gathered on the mind. Don't create friends and enemies in this world. Don't create likes and dislikes. Live at the moment, cheerfully, happily. After the things are over, forget about everything. Like the children, when they play home, they are playing brother and sister. They become husband and wife. And they play for some time. And after that they forget about it. They don't continue with that. Therefore, do not allow any impressions to be imprinted on the mind as a result of our activity in the life. Then only we are leading a real spiritual life. But what happens to us? Whenever we interact, immediately either like or dislike forms. I like this, I dislike this. And samsara is created. Think, friends, how can we practice this? Simple technique. Give yourself zero choice. Whatever is there, accept cheerfully, gracefully. The more choices you have, the more slave you are. Lesser the choice, more the freedom. More the choices, lesser the freedom. Now, Esha te vihita sankhye buddhi yogi divam sunu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasisi. Now, up to here, Bhagavan says, I told you logical deduction according to the authority of the scriptures. Now, from here onwards, I tell you a logical presentation of the same thing which we can live in our day-to-day life. And if you follow this, you will never be confused or miserable in life. Therefore, he says, first of all, do not get involved into too much of karma. Bhagavan's clear words, Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadanti avipashchitaha vedavadarata partha nanadastiti vajinaha kamatmanaha swargapara janma karma palapradan kriya vishesha bahulam bhogaishwarya gatim prati bhogaishwarya prasaktana paya apavruta chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhona vidiyate. When you want something, you can never be at peace. If you are at peace because you don't want anything, whatever is there is okay. This is one of the most important spiritual practice. Be attentive. Don't struggle for God realization. Don't struggle in your meditation. Meditation must happen. See? Like there is the Hindi song that प्यार किया नहीं जाता हो जाता है, ध्यान किया नहीं जाता लग जाता है. See? But then we do meditation. Sit in this posture, that posture, close the eyes. In one place, one person asked me, very simple person, he said, Swamiji, I went for that meditation camp and they told, keep the eyes half open, and I cannot keep them half open. They open fully or they close. What should I do? I said, you are dumb, you are not understood. What they say, keep the eyes half open, isn't it? He said, yes. How many eyes you have got? 2. One eye open. Okay. Don't struggle. Wherever you struggle, you are going the wrong way. Let the things happen. But then we sit like this. A standard photographic posture. See? Outside peace, inside pieces. And then they say, switch off all the lights. Why switch off all the lights? Is meditation something bad to be done in darkness? See? Switch off all the lights. Why? Because the teacher and the student both can sleep. And when the switch on, then everybody awakened from sleep, not from the reality. Don't get lost in all those gimmicks. It has nothing to do. Therefore, vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhauna vidiyate. When your mind is seeking something, you can never attain samadhi. Now here the meaning of samadhi doesn't mean meditation. Samadhi means your divine nature. Samyak adhiyate yasmin tat samadhi. That wherein everything is contained, that truth is called as samadhi. So, unless we have withdrawn from the world, you cannot be at peace with yourself. But we want to do this, we want to do that, you can never be at peace with yourself. Therefore, whatever is required to be done, do it cheerfully, happily and relax. Remember this word relax more than anything else. The other day I received one WhatsApp. One seeker wrote, Swamiji, whenever I sit for meditation, I don't know, you always make fun of that, but I feel sleepy when I sit for meditation. What should I do? I said, sleep and don't worry. Neither you are sleeping, nor you are doing meditation, only worrying. What is this meditation? Worrying meditation. See, friends, let the things happen. It will happen only through wisdom, by proper understanding. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhavarjana Nirdvando Nitya Sattvasto Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. Remain focused on your own being. Now another important point. Do not give too much importance to concentration. Concentration is on others. You are listening to me with concentration. With our own self, we are aware of our own being. We don't say, I am concentrating, that I am. No. We are aware of our own being. Remain more in awareness. Now do one small experiment. Concentrate on your breathing. Now you have your own data. Now remain aware of breathing. When you concentrate, you put efforts. When you are aware, you are relaxed. Breathing is happening. You are not doing breathing. But when you do pranayam, anulom vilom, that time you are concentrating. Now which nose I have to close, I forget always. This way and this way. And where from it has come out? Concentration. Pranayama is done. Breathing happens. We don't do breathing. In the same manner, we are divine. We don't have to become divine. What stops us from remaining divine? Because efforts. Kamatmanaha svargapara. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to achieve this, I want nothing. Relax. If you want to learn meditation, take this simple example of your own life. How do you go to sleep? You don't have to do anything. Understand properly. How do you go to sleep? First, we withdraw from the world. Everything is suspended. Not now, tomorrow. No, nothing. Everything is rejected. Then we come home. Then all the rooms are rejected. We come to our bedroom. Then there everything is rejected. We go below the quilt. Now who is doing this thing? I who wants to sleep. So I want to sleep. So I am doing all these things. Now thereafter, what is the last thing that goes on? Last is the Maha Mantra. Not Trambakam Yajamahe, but I want to sleep. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. Until such time, I want to sleep, mantra is going on, you are not sleeping. But when I who wanted to sleep, when he disappears, sleep begins. And the one who wanted to sleep, he is not in the sleep. He disappeared. Meditation is that where the meditator disappears. ध्यातृ ध्याने परित्यज्य ध्येयमेवावशिष्यते. No struggle. Whatever posture you are, and you all know very well, the definition of asana given by Patanjali Maharshi is what? Sthira sukham, not sthira posturam. Sthira sukham. You should be steadily happy and happily steady. Sthira sukham. Sukham is an adjective for the sthiram, not asanam. How important it is. But our focus is only the physical postures. The more you become subjective in your understanding, then you will understand how can we practice sthira sukham. Be attentive. Next sutra is what? Prayatna shaithilya ananta samapatibhyam. Is it not? Prayatna shaithilya means minimum efforts. Lesser the efforts, more normal you are. Now those who are hard of hearing, they have to put lot of efforts to hear. And they get tired earlier. And then they go to sleep. Because they are putting efforts. So whenever we put efforts, we are not normal. Whenever our breathing is normal, we don't put effort. We even don't know whether we are breathing or not. But if there is asthma, how much efforts? Prayatna Shaitilya can happen only Ananta Samapatti-bhyam, meaning when you come back to your natural status. So, meditation is therefore, you are naturally relaxed. And then function in this world in that meditative poise. See? And therefore, don't get too much involved doing this, doing that. Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. And why we get involved into so much? Because of two things. Yoga Kshema. I want this, I want that. I want this, I want that. Yoga means what? What I don't have, I should get it. Yoga. Kshema means whatever I have, it should be protected. Two things. Yoga Kshema. Now if we look into our own life, what we have done so far? Only two things. What I don't have, I should have it. Whatever I have, it should be protected. Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. Relax. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry, be happy. You know that song? Relax. Doesn't matter what posture you are. And you can relax only if you get out of the body. Like this happens in deep sleep. In deep sleep, when you are snoring away, that time you are inside the body or outside the body? Think. That time we are inside the house or outside the house? That time we are inside India or outside India? This illusion of inside outside is creating efforts. Ananta Samapatti-bhyam. That the space is infinite, but attention is on the glass, then inside the glass, outside the glass. But attention is on the space, then the glass is in the space. See, my friends. Therefore, here it is very simply told, Yavanartha udapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. If you are thus abiding in this infinite reality, the sign of abidance in the truth is you are relaxed, cheerful, and at peace with yourself. If you are at peace with yourself, you will be at peace with the whole world. If we are at war with ourselves, you must have seen many people keep on talking. Just understand these are the subtle points. And thus when you keep this, that I have to remain at peace, cheerful and happy under all conditions. So how can we do that? Practice. Abhyasa vairagyabhyam tad nirodha. Abhyasena tu kauteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Bhagavad Gita. See, what practice? If somebody by mistake asks us, how are you? Don't take a revenge. Don't. I just say, sit down, I'll tell you. And then you start. See, it happened, I think it was 1928. Now, who is interested in our past? All of us have to learn this point. Nobody is interested in our past. People are concerned about their future. But what do we have? Only past. जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन? गए भाड़ में तुम भी जाओ. Think, friends. Learn to remain in the utter present. You will remain cheerful and happy. When you think, you cannot laugh. And when you laugh, you don't think. Try to think and laugh. You cannot. Either think or laugh. And those who are and our thinking is not thinking, it is more of worrying. पता नहीं क्या होने वाला है. Relax. See? Therefore, when you thus decide that I have to remain in the utter present. Now, how to remain utter present happily, cheerfully? Now, this is the most popular verse from Bhagavad Gita. I'll read it. You repeat after me. Verse number 47, page number 43. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturguhu ma te sangostva karmani कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः मा ते संगोस्त्व कर्मणि. First of all, I will tell you the wrong meaning of this shloka, which is popularly wrongly understood. That I will tell first. So first I will confuse you and then clear the confusion. Karmandev adhikaraste. You are right to do your duty. Very simple. Yes. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Don't expect anything. That means join a job but don't take the salary. Are we dumb or what? See how important it is. One young man like any one of you asked me this question. Swamiji, your Gita tells, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Without that, how can we live? I said, then don't do karma. Live without karma. We have to understand it properly. Now, the proper understanding has the four aspects to be understood. Number one, Karmanyevadhikaraste. You have right to do your duties. Number one. Second thing, you have no control on what result will come to you. Ma phaleshu kadachana. You may write the paper, but whether you will pass or fail, it is not in your hands. It is in the hand of the examiner, whether you are done right or wrong. You may pass, you may not get expected number of percentage of marks. See? Ma phaleshu kadachana. Because it dependent on so many factors. Third, ma karma phala heturguhu. Do not become the cause for creating the result of the karma. This is a very subtle point. I will explain in detail tomorrow. Ma karma phala heturguhu. And fourth is, ma te sangastu akarmani. Don't yield to laziness in life. Fourth thing. Life must be dynamic. Life must be cheerful. Life must be a celebration. Life should not be lazying out. Four principles. Now, these four principles, what do they tell us? First principle, Karmanyevadhikaraste. First, let us understand karma, then we will go to further thing. What is a karma? Karma is action plus sense of doership is called karma. When we are breathing, do we say, hey, don't disturb, I am breathing? No, it is happening. Breathing is just an action. But when I am doing pranayama, then there is I is involved. I am doing pranayama. Nobody says, I am breathing, kindly don't disturb me. No. Meaning action plus sense of doership, kartrutva abhiman, produces what is called as karma. And there is a karma phala. There is no kriya phala. One example will make it clear. One day I was taking food somewhere and they normally give me food and all of them stand around and watch how I eat. You don't know how pathetic experience that is. You are alone sitting there and all my mothers, they are standing there with a Vivekananda posture and then they watch how I eat. So then I took one day chapati and to get dipped in the dal and little bit sabji and achar, everything. And when it was to be brought to my mouth, I was watching not the food but those ammas. And as the food was coming to my mouth, their mouth started opening. And that lady whose mouth opened more, I called. I said, Mama, please come. So she came. I said, look here, before I take food, I offer it to Bhagwan, to God. Today you are my Bhagwan Krishna. So I will give you first. So I gave her, she ate, then I took my meals. After the food was over, she came crying, Swamiji, what will happen now? I said, what happened? Today is Ekadashi, I was not supposed to eat food, but you gave me food, now what will happen? I said, you will go to hell. You are telling so casually. I said, yes, that is the truth. You go to hell. Now be attentive. I have eaten food. Eating food, I is involved. When the food goes inside, do we say, don't disturb, I am digesting the food? Digestion happens. We take the food, I eat. Nobody says I digest. And therefore, if you have got a constipation, it is a sin. If it is dysentery, it is a merit. No. What is therefore karma? Karma is action where the sense of doership, I is involved. That type of action is called as karma. And we have to get rid of the karma. Therefore, the doership should be dropped. Yad yad karma karomi tat tad akilam shambho tavaradhana. Therefore, whatever you are doing, do it as your worship to the Lord. You will be liberated from the disease of karma and the bondage of karma phala. And now, after this is over, now the four principles, how we can practice them. Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbuhu ma te sangastu akarmani. How these four principles can be practiced by us in day-to-day life, that we will see in our tomorrow's class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.